I'm with my mother, Rebecca, and she agreed to come on camera and talk a little bit about her cinch weaving frame that she developed. Why did you develop this frame, first off?
It was out of necessity.
What were you using before, and how long have you been doing this?
Since the 80s, 1982 onward. I was using a flat board because at the time there was nothing around like a cinch weaving frame.
I remember you using a board with some nails in it. It was pretty primitive, but what is the disadvantage of that?
Well, for one thing, it's not lightweight like this.
Yeah.
Actually, the board had a lot of splinters.
Or aesthetically pleasing. I mean, they weren't pretty.
Well, and you can't really work on a flat board. You can't, and also you can't see the back side of your cinch as you're making it.
Why do you need to see the back side of your cinch?
To look for mistakes. And I've made many mistakes, when you're doing your cross weave. You can go down and back and forth, and it might look good from the front, and you flip it over and you can see, oh, I missed one. So it's really easy to drop a stitch. So if you're weaving, you want to frequently check the back side of your cinch rather than going all the way to the end and then it's like, oh man, I got to undo it all and go back and correct that mistake. So that's really, really important.
Can you tell me a little bit about the adjustable buckle holder and what makes it unique?
Well, it's really unique because it makes it versatile depending on which kind of cinch you're making. For the 17 strand cinch, you start off with your lark's head knots, both ends, and you just do your weaving. So it doesn't really tighten up, but when you're doing a double woven cinch, because you are actually weaving across, it tightens up a bit, and so it's a little more difficult to complete it when you get down to the last crossover weaves. So on the 17 strand, I've got it on the bottom hole, and when you go to string your double woven, you want to make sure you've got it on the bottom hole so that as it tightens up, you can drop it down to the top hole. And it's like maybe 3/4 of an inch. It's just enough extra room that makes your cross weaving easier to do.
Wow, that's really ingenious. And that's something that you came up with?
Yep.
Tell me about the holes that are on the sides and what the advantage is to having holes every inch as opposed to every 2 inch.
Well, it enables you to have more precision in cinches. And actually, that was a special request from Dana and Tracy at Big Sky Mohair. So Henry did one for them, a special one. We said, well, that's great. Why don't we just start doing that, and we'll just make them be the ultimate precision frame, because it just enables you to really get exactly the size that you want, as opposed to being them every 2 inches apart. And horses' sizes today are so different, and people want everything to be precise for their horse, so that's why we did that.
Okay, good. Tell me about the advantage of having the feet.
The feet, people love the feet because you can display your cinch. I don't really use the feet that much because I've always got it right in my lap, but it fits in your lap even if you have the feet on it. And they do come off.
So you can order them with feet or without feet.
You can order with or without.
Yeah, and I've seen people that want to build their cinches on a tabletop. And so if you want to have an extra pair of feet, Big Sky Cinch Supply, they actually have something that you can slip on. It's kind of a cool thing. It's made out of metal, and that would help raise it up on the one end so that you have on both sides. You have the feet if you want to do it tabletop.
So this is our cord beater, and before I had this, I used to use a butter knife or anything I could find.
A ruler? I thought you used a ruler too.
Yeah, and it can be hard on your fiber. So this is wooden, and you can get right inside and just beat each row. And that's really important too, is after you weave across, beat, weave, beat, weave, beat. And it's got the little hole here so that you can just hang it up when you're done. And that was kind of my design too.
And the divider?
And the divider came up with that too, because as I was stringing, I found that it's real easy to cross your weaving. So if you've got, that fits in here as you're weaving, goes into the holes, so that as you're weaving, it tells you that you haven't crossed any of your cords over, because it really is really easy to do if you don't pay attention.
On a double woven.
On the double woven, yep.
People can be really hard on their frames.
Yep.
And I've seen some out there that are just so beautiful because we don't seal them. They actually have patina on them from people's hands, you know, being on them, which to me is super cool. So to see an original frame from like the late 90s when you started doing this is really, really, it's a neat thing. And we still have some of our frames from long ago. But would you say that that dovetailing at the top, what do you like about that? Does that make it stronger, or?
Yeah, I think it does. And when it's dovetailed, then it's got a little peg, and of course it's all glued. There's no screws or anything. It just makes it so much more sturdy by having it being like that, rather than if we had it screwed in. They do take quite a bit of abuse. I mean, you know, a ton of the makers are using them every day, all day long, and they're still there.
Yeah, we had a girl, a new maker, actually break her buckle holder. And we were thinking, oh my gosh, did she just like put so much pressure on that thing that it broke? But it happened once and we replaced it. So if anything ever happens to your frame, they will not, that is not normal for anything to break or crack. So if it does crack on you, most likely there was a hairline fracture somewhere in the wood, and that would have contributed to that. And we will replace the part, or if your frame becomes damaged due to whatever, you know, not the dog chewing it up. We haven't had a lot of dogs get a hold of the wood and chew them up.
This is what dogs like to chew on.
Yeah, dogs love to chew on the dividers, the separators, and the beaters. But we do guarantee our frames, and
they can finish it if they
yeah, you can finish it. A lot of people have have sealed them. I think it's really neat just to see the patina though, like from years of use.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to say that I'm really proud of my mom for developing these tools. I remember when she did it, and the first ones that came out of John's shop, and we were so excited about it. And I know that some of you out there still have the original frames. We hope that you're still using them. And I just think it's wonderful that you have given people such a nifty tool to make cinch making easier. And for those people that have them, I know that they just treasure them and they value them as heirlooms, and hopefully people will pass them on to the next generation.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's made cinch making a lot more accessible, easy,
enjoyable. Yeah. I mean, there's just something about wooden tools that I just think.
Yeah, nothing replaces the feel of wood.
Yeah, and not a 2x4.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the recommendation.